Hey there, Aquarius, welcome to your reading for the I don't want it to do that. Welcome to your reading for the week. You have this Waking the Lion card and this Into Me I See card, which is like intimacy, of course. So a lot of you could be working on your confidence or becoming more confident just in the world in general. That Waking the Lion card is, a card of developing confidence, and the Into Me I See card is about intimacy with yourself, kind of valuing yourself, kind of shining your inner light, showing the world what makes you special, all that other stuff. And I think, of course, it's a great time for you to do that. We are in a time of light for you, Aquarius, with Pluto in Aquarius for sure. It's your time, it's your time to shine, as I say in every single reading, and I'm going to keep saying it because you probably need to hear it, and you probably also need to take action and do it. So you have the Eight of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. The Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you, and he doesn't know exactly where he's walking towards, but he is just walking away from things that no longer serve him. And he knows that these 8 cups are not going to serve him, so he is choosing to walk into darkness. Now, I always say he doesn't really know where he is walking towards or what he is walking to, but he just knows that, where he is headed is not right for him. And this is going to drive me nuts, sorry, but anyway, let me hit this button and see if that works. Nope, that didn't work either. But anyway, I'm going to try to ignore this for now and just go with it. But he is kind of like walking away from things that no longer serve him, which you could be doing. You have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is my card of curiosity and kind of like needing to be curious about what you want basically, and needing to look into your curiosities as well. We are in kind of like an amazing time for curiosity, so I feel for a lot of you that looking into your curiosities and things that are interesting you at this time would be a really good idea. It's pretty much coming up for everyone, so, it's just a time of curiosity. You also have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, kind of like Leo, you have that Waking the Lion card. I fixed it, there you go. But kind of like Leo, I feel that Aquarius kind of, could be a little bit stuck on the past. And I'm not talking about like a person or anything like that. I'm talking about just the way things used to be in life. And the King of Pentacles, he's not a bad card, but he can represent convention, doing things the same way over and over and over again. Now, this can be good because if he's doing what is working, there's nothing wrong with that. Keep doing what's working. But I would say like some of the time I would be experimenting in all areas of your life, trying new things, trying new ways to work, new ways to love, new ways to do pretty much everything and just see what happens. And just don't get stuck, doing things the same way for too long. So definitely the first row is talking about like innovation. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Eight of Pentacles. I feel pretty good about this for you. This moon energy that we're having right now happening around this time definitely threw me off a few days before. But I actually feel a lot more motivated today. So you could just be feeling more motivated as well. We have the Eight of Wands coming up right next to this, so 888, which is one of my favorite numbers. And also, the Eight of Wands is like quick movement. It's almost like you're going from not being sure what to do to knowing what to do with the Eight of Wands. And, this reading is coming out a little early, and you might already be feeling this energy like, over the next few days, even before the week really gets going, you might be feeling more motivated. With the Page of Swords, you have the World. Yeah, there's just like so much out there in the world, right, is what this is saying. The Page of Swords, he needs to maybe go explore the world or just go, do something fun or do something different during his day. And it doesn't have to be anything all that special. So I would definitely encourage you to like explore, experiment, just get out into the world, have fun, all that other good stuff. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, card of convention, a little bit of stubbornness here. I would say King of Pentacles can be a little bit stubborn. Seven of Wands would be kind of like doubling down on the stubbornness, right? So I feel being more flexible, and all fixed signs I think right now need to be more flexible. So, allowing yourself to be more flexible would be a really good idea here. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Evil Eye card. It says protect yourself against the evil eye so it doesn't negatively impact your life. You have a strategy card. It says plan, scheme, and strategize your future. Take the next right action in your life. So definitely a good time to strategize. Even the Eight of Wands, your very first card, is a little bit of a strategy card. The reason is that all these wands on this card are pointing in one direction. I always say we cannot be pulling in two directions with the Eight of Wands. Everything we do has to point in one direction, right? And so you need to look at your activities, the things you're doing, and ask yourself, are they adding up to your 10 of Pentacles or not? And I can't answer that question for you because obviously I'm not living your life, but, I would look at everything you're doing, and also I would look at what you want. Then I would say, are the things I'm doing every single day getting me closer or farther away from that goal? And, this could represent eliminating bad habits, needing to take one action a day towards something, which I'm a big fan of. Taking one action per day towards your big goal or dream or whatever. And I feel doing that would be a good idea. The other thing here in your reading that's super powerful is we go 8 of Wands, Judgment, to the Tower. And the Tower's coming up in the good stuff, so I'm not worried about it. But I wouldn't be worried about it if it wasn't in the good stuff because we have the Judgment card here as well. Judgment and the Tower I consider to be the most powerful combination in the tarot. To me it represents like a big light bulb moment, a major aha moment, or, a sudden revelation. And we have the 8 of Wands here, so this right here is almost like the answers you need coming in for you, or you're getting an answer that you've been hoping for, or you're getting clarity on something that you've been hoping for. So this is very good. This is, kind of like finally getting the answers that you've been looking for, and I have no other way to put it. So that's it. You have the 10 of Cups. You also have the 10 of Pentacles, right in the same diagonal. And I love the 10 of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles. It's really good, kind of just represents everything you want and desire in your life. A lot of people are focused on this right now. A lot of people ask why do I always say this with the 10 of Pentacles? And it's because Uranus and Taurus wants ultimate freedom. And the 10 of Pentacles is a great way to accomplish ultimate freedom. 10 of Pentacles is building, leaving a legacy. It's working on that big picture idea. And, kind of putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. 10 of Pentacles is, having everything, basically having it all. Now, I don't think we ever truly have it all. I think that would kind of defeat the purpose of life, and I actually think life would be pretty boring if we did have it all. We'd have nothing to work for or nothing to do, and so that would be boring. But the 10 of Pentacles is the act of working towards it, which is always a fun journey. So I think for a lot of you, you could be doing things to work towards more happiness, more joy, more peace in your life, and of course that would be a good idea. You have the Emperor. The Emperor is also great for strategy. So you have that strategy card, the Emperor. He sees an opportunity and he takes advantage of it. We go up to the Judgment card, to the Ace of Wands, and so this would be you moving towards desire. The Ace of Wands is a spark of hope or a spark of inspiration. There's definitely a spark coming in for you because you have the Tower and the Ace of Wands in that row. So there could be just a sudden realization about what direction you need to move in your life around this time, which is great. With the 8 of Wands, you have the 9 of Pentacles. Really good readings this week. Very surprising to me. This period has not been fun. Recently, the energy has been a little bit crazy, a little bit weird. But in the coming days, everybody's had rather positive energy in their reading. So, that kind of surprised me. But 9 of Pentacles, very good card for independence and building financial independence as well. With the 10 of Cups, you have the 10 of Cups. There you go. So a lot of happiness, and there has been a lot of happiness in the readings as well. A lot of people have been getting the 10 of Cups or the Sun, or even the 6 of Cups has shown up a few times. So, these are all cards of choosing happiness, which I think everybody on earth needs to do right now anyway. But definitely a lot of happiness for you. With the Emperor, you have the Justice card. This could be why you are experiencing happiness, things are balancing out around you, or you're creating more balance in your life. The Justice card is about cause and effect, so we need to pay attention to what's working, what's not working in our lives. And I always say we need to double down on the good stuff and get rid of the bad stuff. You do also have Justice to Judgment, which definitely could be getting a judgment. So for those of you that are involved in a legal situation, or if you're involved in some sort of, legal battle with a person, this could be kind of receiving a judgment or, kind of taking things to the next stage. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Voyage card and this Wisdom card. I really feel that this is what the universe is trying to get everyone to do. It's crazy to me how many readings have the 2 of Wands, the 7 of Cups. You have the 7 of Cups in your reading and, the 3 of Wands, for example. Again, you have the World and the 7 of Cups, which are two cards that also kind of represent the same thing. But it's almost like the universe, I've just had this feeling over this recent period that the universe is trying to get people to experience variety and look for other ways of doing things just because. So, I would go on any adventures, anything new, anything fun, any, just, fun things you can do for yourself or any, adventures you can go on, I would go on them. Mostly because I think that what you will learn is kind of the benefit of the situation. This could be like, another thing that is popping into my head for you, Aquarius, is like, let's say you're looking for a job and you can't, and maybe you're having a hard time finding a job, but maybe you are getting offers. It's just not the type of job you want. I would just take like those transition things, those like transition jobs. It's popping into my head would be very good for you. It's like, even if you don't stay forever, it's like what you will learn could be very valuable. And a lot of the readings have been saying that there is like information for all of us to learn, but it's going to come from an unlikely source. Your very first card literally represents that. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Now, Ten of Pentacles can represent building or leaving a legacy. But there are two ways to read this card. And there's a little known meaning of the Ten of Pentacles, which is that this guy here is actually a beggar, and this family has had a baby, and this guy here is coming and giving them a gift. So he represents receiving a gift from an unlikely source. But obviously for us, it can represent information from an unlikely source. It can say that we could learn something extremely valuable from something that we don't realize. I always use the example, it's like there have been movies I watched where it's like I watched the movie and it gives me an answer to like a business problem or something like that. Like if you tell your brain you're looking for answers, you will find those answers. But I think, school has taught us like, oh, you have to read this book and then take a test and that's where you're going to learn. But really not, really sometimes the only way we can learn is through experience and having an experience as well. So, a really good time for learning for you here, Aquarius. And probably from unlikely sources as well. You have the Judgment card, definitely like some sort of wake-up call for you around this time. Again, with the Tower right here, I look at this as like a major revelation. But if you've been waiting for answers or trying to get an answer on something, it looks to me like this could be the period where you finally like get an answer on something that you're dealing with. You have the Seven of Swords. I would definitely be careful of exes. I just have a feeling that, toward the end of this retrograde energy, and then we're going to have, Venus going retrograde. We're also at the end of a Venus retrograde phase. We're going to have Mercury going retrograde, and we also have the North Node in Pisces, which is very karmic. And so I feel a lot of people could be experiencing like people realizing what they missed out on, right? And, and if you're watching, they missed out on a hell of a lot. So, let's put that out there right now. But, what I would say here is I would be careful of that energy. Now, on a personal level for you, just taking all that out of it, the Seven of Swords is about doing things in a different way. He is stealing these swords from this army in the background, and so instead of going to war, he is stealing those swords and so he can avoid conflict. And I do feel it would be a good time for you to look at other ways of doing things, which the whole entire reading basically says. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Magician. Yeah, you could be attracting a lot right now. The other thing is the Magician is pointing towards the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is just your desire. And the Ace of Wands would represent following your desires. Like if you desire to do something, that might be the universe being like, yes, you need to do this because it's going to lead to a lot of success. So, I would follow your desires. With the Judgment card, you have the Six of Wands. Yeah, victory. This is giving me you were right type of vibes. Whenever we have like the Judgment card with the Six of Wands, this is like people from the past realizing that you were right. Just that simple. Now, I don't even think this just has to do with, like love. This could be maybe you were in a work situation and you tried to tell people that something wasn't going to work, or you tried to show them the right way to do things. But, it's like sometimes people just need to learn, right? It's like, I always say this, like, I have a younger brother who lives with me, obviously. And, when we were younger, I used to tell him like not to do things a lot, right? But he's very stubborn and so he would do those things anyway. And then I realized it's like really you can't protect anyone from anything. And it's like by also trying to protect people, sometimes they just don't learn, right? So you have to let them learn. So I just let you know years ago I started letting him make his own mistakes. And of course I'm a Pisces, so, I would stand there and be like, I know I'm always right, so, but I would just let him do it, right? And I kind of get that feeling here where it's like you could be proven right and, but it's like maybe some people in your life had to make a mistake with the Seven of Swords. You have the Hofen, a lot of Hofen energy right now. I think we are definitely in a time where we all have to think outside the box and we have to be more, we kind of have to be more flexible and we also have to break the rules. Now, of course, I'm not suggesting you break the law. That's not what I'm talking about. But what I am talking about is that there are rules for pretty much everything in life that just someone has made up, and maybe it's true, maybe it isn't. YouTube is a great example, 'cause that's I do this all day long, right? So it's the only example I have. The rule on YouTube is like, oh, create videos that are 20 minutes long, create videos that are 12 minutes long. For every person that creates, 20-minute long videos, there are channels with millions of subs that have like 2-hour-long videos, which breaks the rule, right? So that's what I'm talking about, breaking those kinds of rules where people say, oh, you can't do that just because they think you can't do that, right? And, yeah, I would break the rules. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this entitlement card. It says, why do you believe that you deserve benefits and privileges that you haven't earned and worked for? I would say, in the good stuff, you have earned and worked for these privileges, because you also have this key right here for this lock that's on this card. So this says career change. It says, does your career fully align with who you are physically, emotionally, and spiritually? We talked about this, how some of you might have like a little bit of a stepping stone career or job or whatever you want to call it, or you might have like a, kind of like a position just for the short term. And I definitely feel that for others, there could just be a career change. You have the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Tower. The Ace of Wands is definitely saying that there's something you desire clearly. I almost feel you're under a spell, not really, not like literally, but, I feel for some of you something has captured your attention. Whatever it is, I feel like I've said this to you recently as well, but I just get this feeling of like it's like something you can't ignore. And it could just be an idea, it could be a person, place, or thing, or whatever. And I feel the Ace of Wands is like saying, move towards your desire. There's a reason you desire something, because it's probably for you with that Magician pointing right towards the Ace of Wands. You have the Seven of Cups. I'm actually pretty happy to see the Seven of Cups in the good stuff. You always get the Seven of Cups with me, and I'm always saying to you, Aquarius, it's like time to make a decision, Aquarius. But coming up in the good stuff, I feel like this is saying that you could have finally made a choice or decision on something that you're going to do. And yeah, I'm happy to say that you're finally making a choice. You have the Tower. Again, with the Judgment card, the Tower is much more powerful, and this can represent, again, a major revelation or a major wake-up call. It's coming up in the good stuff, so obviously it's a good thing. And the Tower definitely can be positive. And, I think the Tower gets a real bad rap in the tarot. Yeah, the Tower can be uncomfortable sometimes, but, we are here on Earth. Like, Earth is meant to be a character-building world, right? We are in a character-building place, and so it's not meant to necessarily be easy. And, easy usually doesn't lead to anything good either. So, that's what I'll say about that. But it's coming up in the good stuff, so, clearly with the Judgment card, I feel like you're getting some answers. You cannot make this up. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, it's like your desires are leading you towards everything you want and desire. Ten of Pentacles is the tree of life. It is everything you want and desire. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Eight of Cups. Love it. So you could be walking, you could have made the choice or decision to walk away from something. And, whatever it is, the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Cups can be a bunch of things. Can just say, the Eight of Cups is my card that says you're no longer settling. He's walking away from something, but it's just not providing him enough, just that simple. With the Tower, you have the Nine of Cups. Yep, definitely like some sort of wish fulfillment or happiness coming in for you, some sort of something fulfillment. He's walking away from something that no longer fulfills him, and he's hoping to find fulfillment. And then we have the Nine of Cups, which would be fulfillment. You have this marriage card. Not really a love reading, but, if you want love, there could be a commitment coming in for you. You have this Weeping Willow. It says family sorrow. So many family cards in these readings. I do feel we are in a time where people are just dealing with a lot with family. It's like some of it good, some of it bad, and, it's just that simple. You have this basket card, says recognition, reward for merit. Yeah, the whole entire reading, you have that Six of Wands, which is like getting attention. Remember what I said, you were right, or you're being proven right for something, so definitely could be recognition. You have this door. It says opportunities are waiting for you. I feel like you've been standing outside this door for a very long period of time. It's like I feel like you've almost knocked on the door a couple of times as well, but you just haven't. So, I don't know, I would like, just kick this door in. That's it, and bust right through it, whatever it is. You have this claw card. It says be careful, do not take risks. I don't really like this card right now because we are in a time where we have to take risks. Now, what I would say is we shouldn't be taking crazy risks like jumping out of airplanes or getting on a freaking airplane right at this time, right? Plain and simple if you can avoid it. Now, the other thing is that we should be taking calculated risk. And so, if you're taking a small risk that isn't going to, ruin your life, then that's fine. But if you're taking these big crazy risks, that's where the problems are going to happen. But overall, really, really positive. I like this. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.